7:53 KNEB and time for News Extra. Today brought to you by First State Bank. Here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. Our guest today is Rawnda Pierce from Twin Cities Development, and we're going to talk about a couple of things today. And number one is this entrepreneurship legal clinic outreach tour. This involves the University of Nebraska College of Law and some folks from this clinic. So tell us what this is all about.
Well, basically, the University of Nebraska College of Law has some student attorneys that want to do an outreach tour. They'll be coming to, they'll be going to Chadron first, and then Scottsbluff, and then Broken Bow. And what they're trying to do is build a stronger relationship between the College of Law and businesses out in the western part of the state. And by doing that, hopefully this will be a sustainable relationship that they can help with startup businesses, like early stage issues that startup businesses have. And by starting them off with a stronger base with legal issues, and a lot of times businesses have their most questions about legal and accounting questions. So if they can get started in the right entity and the right format, hopefully we'll build stronger businesses for Nebraska.
All right. And so they're going around the Panhandle. They're going to be in Chadron. They're also going to be here in Scottsbluff on August 4th at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's actually Monday at 5 o'clock. It'll be at the offices as Twin City Development, so 1620 Broadway. What we're hoping for is businesses that maybe are thinking about starting up or just starting up that need questions answered about, what kind of corporation should I be, what kind of entity, and maybe just some legal questions that to get them started. Now, eventually, these student attorneys, they can work with them back and forth and over the phone, but eventually, once they kind of get them started, they will refer them to local attorneys as well.
All right. And we had some familiar names here. John Cantrell is one of the students, right?
Yeah, John is from the area, and when he gave me a call and wanted to do this, and then there's two others that have ties, I think some of them to western Nebraska, but they're just looking to have their reach outside of the Lincoln and Omaha area. And so I think it's a good opportunity for the western part of the state to get some of that free legal advice and help businesses get started.
All right. You're also going to be working with Gallup, is that right?
Well, through the Community Connections group, we're trying to put an event on in October and November. And one of the things that we looked at was Gallup has a Strength Finder tool that they use. And we've contacted Gallup, and I think they're willing to help us with that, of coming out and administering that tool to see, what people's strengths are. Sometimes you get people that think they want to start a business, and then the Strength Finder tool says that they're totally risk adverse and that would not be a good fit for them. So in a way, it's a tool that's very helpful to kind of look at things that people do have their strengths in and what they would be good at.
All right. And so hopefully that'll happen sometime later this year, right?
Yep. We just had a planning meeting. What we're looking at is bringing several resources together, including SCORE and REAP and PAD, the Small Business Development Center, Twin Cities Development, Chamber of Commerce, all those kinds of entities together so that people can see what resources are available in the community and get them engaged and kind of point them down the path of how they can get things started in the community.
All right. We'll talk more right after this.
When you consider the investment involved, you'd have to say that agriculture in our area is major league. As an ag bank, we're like a financial coach. Our ag customers come in with an idea to expand their operation. First, we listen to make sure we understand their plan, and then we do whatever we can to help. We're local, and we know agriculture. Stop by and see us. Let's talk. First State Bank. Member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
We are back on News Extra. Our guest today is Rawnda Pierce with Twin Cities Development. And, of course, one of the things you're hearing a lot about here recently is these economic development consultants that are going to put together a regional plan for the area and tell us what businesses we should target and Also, kind of give us an idea of where we should put some of these businesses, maybe some kind of an industrial site. Anyway, these folks are supposed to be done with their study, about September, right?
I think the plan was to present to council in September. So this is their, there's been 2 trips out here, the initial trip, and then there was a single person that came out and had the open house at the library. So now the group's coming back out, and I think this is really to look at sites, have some additional inquiries with business leaders, and kind of target in on what industries we should be looking at.
And they'll be here next week, right?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe. I think they're heading out Wednesday, but they'll be here Monday and Tuesday of next week.
So when they talk to you about this area, what do they say? Do they say we have? What strengths do they say? What weaknesses do we?
Well, actually, other than the initial visits, I haven't really seen much of them, so I'm kind of anxious to talk to them as well and see what they've been working on. I know they've been doing a lot of field research and data collecting, so I'm kind of anxious to see. I know there's some specific sites we're going to go tour and look at for development potential, and kind of go from there. We have kind of stirred around with some ideas for entrepreneurship as well, so that's something we're looking at. So it kind of fits in with this legal clinic and the event that we're having with the Community Connections Group.
All right. Also, you're working over in Gehring with the McKinley homes, and we're working through that, and you've got some appraisals on a couple of homes, and even, of course, an offer on one of those homes that is built by Magnolia, right?
Yep, we have one of the homes is going through the remonstrance period, which is required since the city owns the property. So that's a public hearing to basically go through the process to sell that. And then we're waiting on appraisals we should have that this week for a couple of the properties. And so those should all be out there. And the other private developer has got 4 houses that are basically framed now. So it's really looking like a full neighborhood now.
Yeah. And, of course, the kids from the school are going to be building a couple of homes here starting in the fall.
Yep. The Gehring High School will look at building 1 or 2 more homes, and then that will complete the full lot of 10 homes. So it's coming together pretty quickly.
So we should fulfill all the qualifications of that grant, you think?
We have 4 of the 5 homes that were required by the grant, and then with the 4 being built additionally by the private developer, I mean, it's really coming together quickly. So.
All right, very good. Sounds like you're busy.
Well, it's been an interesting summer, so.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Rawnda Pierce with Twin Cities Development. We appreciate her coming in today.